I don't know. Tell me.
I really like watching.
Oh God.
The Bachelor / Bachelor.
Oh, shame.
He's getting a walk out, guys.
Well, just kidding. Goodbye, Jim. Oh.
Wait, come back.
Thought I was going.
I didn't do that with your wrestling.
Yeah, I know because we've been over that. I think the Bachelor's.
Okay, let's explain why.
Well, there are a few reasons. One of them was my youngest sister and my mom. Well, actually, both of my younger sisters and my mom just started to watch it one day just by kind of happenstance. Like, they were sitting down and they just kind of watched it, and of course they got pulled into it. And that was all happening while I was away at school. But then when I moved home after I was finished, that was still going on. And of course I wanted to spend time with my family, so I would sit down with them and also watch it. And then I also got a job at, not disclosing any names.
No, that's not a dog panther.
Oh, sorry, it's not ASMR. I forgot. Sorry, go ahead.
But a nice jewelry store. And some of the girls that I worked with were also into the show. And I am naturally a very quiet person when I'm in new situations. So that was one of the things that I could actually join in on conversation and be completely comfortable with. So there was that. And then there's also just something about watching drama that you don't have to be involved with.
Yeah.
That is kind of relieving, I guess. Like, so that way you still kind of, you get some of that aspect out, because life is full of drama. Like, life has drama, life has issues, life has that sort of stuff. But instead of having to actually have drama in your life, like having to blow things out of proportion or whatever, I watch that. I yell at stupid decisions and stupid girls going after a dude or whatever, and then I feel fine because that was my drama fill that I needed or whatever.
I think that's actually the same thing. Like, my wife Sarah would agree with you on that too, because she's there's a lot of shows that she watches where, like, normally I'd be like, would you ever want this in your life? It's like, no, but I want it for my television.
Right.
And it's like I mean, like, watching something like as drama filled as like Teen Moms or Dance Moms. That's another show too that I'm afraid of.
Nope.
Terrifying.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
But yeah, it allows for you to be able to get rid of some of that angst that you might feel without actually taking it out on anyone.
I think that's actually true for a lot of people too that play video games. Like, that is,
I was gonna say that sounds like exactly the reason that I watch WWE.
And I was going to look at you and I'd be like,
angst.
Yeah.
I just want to scoop slam that guy, but you know what? That's not kosher. So I'm gonna watch Brock Lesnar do it to the big show.
Yeah. And so but like that, I think that is true. Like, and a lot of pet peeves. A lot of guilty pleasures, I think, start because of, like, just life experiences that like has happened. Like, if it wasn't for the fact that my sister and my mom were obsessed with Gilmore Girls, I would have never given Gilmore Girls a chance.
Right.
It wouldn't have happened, because it's like, it's a show about, you know, a girl and her mom making it on her way, you know, living their lives,
Making my way downtown.
like, just living their lives and stuff. It's like, why would I want to watch that? Why would I ever bring that up? So yeah, definitely.
so yes, that's why.
Yeah.
Well, see, coming from the other direction, for not watching the drama-filled shows, that I absolutely hate drama, and I get a lot of anxiety from watching shows like that.
There is some of that too.
Just,
I think that's
hurts.
like, for example, like, for like Dance Moms especially, I can't watch more than like 3 minutes of that show without me going, I'm gonna find them and kill them. Like, I can't. People like this should not be able to live.
I can't handle that stuff. Like, Dance Moms or like the fashion show one or whatever it is, pageant show moms or whatever it is. Like, I can't do those because that's just really shitty parents being really crappy to their kids.
I wouldn't say they're shitty parents. But the thing is that the adrenaline of the show, like, especially with how it's going on, like, first of all, I really feel like a lot of that stuff is, for one, scripted.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of that stuff. So, like...
Well, and editors make you see what they want you to see.
Exactly.
So I do understand that aspect.
There's a lot of like them fighting and stuff like that, but there is some times, too, where I'm like, you're going too far. And that's the other thing, too. I can't stand shows that, like, especially reality shows, that really get to that point where it's like, you're no longer being a reality show because this situation's not real.
Yeah.
Like, this wouldn't be a real situation. And if it was a real situation like that, I'm ready to call the cops because that is not healthy communication, nor is it a correct way of handling things. Yeah. And it's like, seriously, especially like when people do it in public like that and make everyone around them just go like, oh my God, what's going to happen? We're gonna go. Like,
and I guess like those shows don't bother me as much if it's adults dealing with other adults, because at that point you're making your own life decisions, and if that's how you want to do things, that's fine, whatever. And that's why I can watch like The Bachelor and Bachelorette and stuff. Yeah. But when it's like involving kids and that sort of aspect of it, I have a little bit more of an issue.
Yeah.
Because these kids, some of them start out when they're like 2-3 years old, so they don't really have a choice. They just kind of get thrown in that environment.
Well, and that's the thing too. And like, and a lot of, and it's not to say anything with those pageants and stuff like that. I think it's actually a good thing for kids to be involved in some of that stuff.
Oh yeah.
But you got to teach the lesson. The biggest lesson I think is really hard, especially in modern day, is the lesson that it's okay to lose. Yeah. But the problem is when people are going through these competitions and they, constantly are dealing with competitions, constantly worrying about winning, constantly worrying about this stuff, is that they don't get to learn that lesson of it's okay to lose. They learn that if you fail, mommy and daddy are going to be very upset with you, or your program director is considering you to kick you out.
Right.
And like, that's a lot of stress to put under a kid who, and this is a personal opinion too, where a kid, is live, is supposed to learn. It's a learning process. And to put that much pressure onto the idea that you can't lose creates a lot of backlash to a lot of issues you find later on in life. And I don't support that as much, because it's like, I would rather let my kid to learn, work hard, fight hard, but if you lose, at least you worked hard and you fight hard, and the lesson was that you did what you could to do. And that's what I think is more important than winning a competition.
Well, I think the thing that some of these things kind of gloss over is that the kids need to want to do it. Like, that's really what it is. And some of these parents, the kids feel like they want to do it because their parents are like, this is really important. They're like, okay.
Yeah,
like,
it is.
I know I never really had that as a kid. My parents were very open about the idea of like, try everything and see what you like. Like, because I played a lot of sports, and I did kind of like a few things more than a couple other things. Like, I liked roller hockey better than I liked baseball, just because baseball, I was like, well, when we're on defense, I guess, when we're playing, when I'm fielding, I was always center field, and like when I was playing t-ball, I was like, what's a center fielder do at t-ball? Like, hi mom, hey mom, which is another story completely. But I realized that wasn't really something that was necessarily for me. Like, as I got older, I realized I kind of liked it, but at the time it wasn't for me. But it's like letting the kids try and see what they want to do, and like signing them up and like pushing them in the direction, like, try this for a year, try this for this season is helpful.
And my parents were really super cool about me trying things and not liking it. Like, my dad used to pick on me a little bit because I used to be definitely afraid of baseballs. When I played for baseball, like, I was like, with the ball come and be like, like, I would not be that kid like, oh yeah, I'm gonna catch it. And like, because I remember a couple of times I used to catch it with my face, and I was like, because I wasn't really good at the whole hand-eye coordination. Man. So like, the ball's coming, it's coming.
It came.
Yeah,
there it is.
And so I get hit with it, and eventually I just get deathly afraid. Like, my dad would throw the ball, and I'd be like, don't do that. And then, but like, for one thing, the biggest passion of my family, it's a huge passion, is football. My family loves football. We are all about football. When I was 3 months old, my parents brought me to my first football game. Like, this was a huge like thing for my family, and I remember many times I would just like be like, you know what, I'm gonna grow up and be a football player because I love football so much. And I would go through football my entire life, my entire life I'd played football and I wanted to be part of the teams and stuff like that, but I wasn't really good at it. Like, I really wasn't any good at it, and my parents kind of picked up on that, you know. It's like, I'm not, like, I enjoyed it and I had a lot of fun times, but I never got to play on the teams because the coaches wouldn't really put me on because I wasn't that great, you know. I'm not an aggressive guy, like, it really wasn't a thing for me. So I remember when it was time to get to high school, and it was debating on, like, do you want to do football or do you want to do marching band? Because that's another big thing for my family too, is marching band.
Nerd.
Yeah.
Who even likes marching band?
I don't know, like everyone in this freaking room.
Not like all of us marched collegiately.
Sorry, didn't mean that. It was just
But anyways, like, so marching band started, and I definitely, like, got into that and really enjoyed it. But in middle school, especially, like, to train myself to be better at football, I thought to try out for the wrestling team. And wrestling, I wasn't amazing at, but it was definitely something that I loved doing. And even to this day, it's something I really miss doing. I really wish there was, like, you know, leagues of wrestling teams you can join. I know there's, like, a freestyle tournament, but I'm not into freestyle. It's not fun. For those who don't know what freestyle is, it's basically wrestling without a lot of rules. And not professional wrestling, like not like the WWE that we were talking about.
Good news! I heard of this league. They're professional wrestlers. That's what I was waiting. I was like, I'm not gonna interrupt. I just feel like, professional wrestling. Sorry.
Well, you're the worst.
I think no, but to be fair, like,
I'm the worst.
To be fair about that, they are professionals. They get paid to do this shit, so they are professionals. You can't make fun of that.
Right.
That's the definition of profession.
It's true. It's like, but it's scripted. It's scripted though, so it's like. But sorry.
Yeah, no, I got you. But like, for a thing, like, I love to actually do, like, the old Greco-Roman wrestling, and my biggest goal when I was in high school was I wanted to try out for the, like, Olympics team. That never really happened. I never got a chance to do that, but it was something I was really, like, super passionate about doing. In fact, ironically enough, I would have gone to Central Michigan if I was able to actually make it on the team, but I would have to have been a walk-on, so I instead went to a better university.
Wow. See, this is where the nasty in me wants to say, and how'd that go for you? How'd that wrestling career at Western work out for you there, huh?
Yeah. Oh, by the way, they don't have a wrestling team.
But anyways.
Sorry. Go ahead.
But anyways, you know, yeah, but I guess the point is what I was trying to say about that is, like, as I would have never had the chances to do all the things and go into something I really liked, for example, wrestling, and really get a lot of that experience if my parents were so gun-ho about me being a football player, because they loved it. They loved going to football games. They loved me doing it. It was like a highlight for them to go do. But I stopped liking it. The thing is too, is I don't mind, like, getting, you know, my testosterone going and like you know, getting into, like, fights, but the one thing I don't like is impact, like, I'm getting hit in the head, kind of thing, and that's what football was for me for so long. Like, I just, like, ready, hike, I'm on the line, and I'm on the defensive line, and I have to get past this guy, and there's a blocker who's coming in who's, like, trying to get me, or sometimes two blockers. I remember one of my least favorite moments ever, I actually, like, stormed off the field, was when I got blocked by two guys at the same time 3 plays in a row. I got so angry and so frustrated because, like, that hurt, and they were purposely doing that because I was a defensive end,
right?
And the running back was going right into the hole that they were trying to create, and so it just hurt. And I remember I was like, this is getting to the point where I don't want to do this anymore. But yeah, like, I guess I don't know. The point is, I guess I'm trying to say is, like, you know, let the kids have fun with what they're doing, because, you know, you have a long time to figure out what kind of career you want. I mean, even all 4 of us here are still not in our dream career doing what we want to do. So, and we're, what, 26, 27?
Yeah, I mean,
25.
Oh, you're 25?
Damn, am I the youngest person here?
You always are. You're the worst.
I'm
the youngest. And the worst.
Hello everybody, Greg here. Just wanted to thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you're really enjoying this segment on pet peeves. Or wait, that's what Leah said. It's actually about our guilty pleasures. Sure, I haven't told you what my guilty pleasures are yet, but I'm going to save that for next time we do this, because there's plenty more guilty pleasures to talk about. Anyways, again, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and that is all for now.